This time, our people have put in, the team have put in already over 15 years of work.
Wow.
So our people have heard this truth for long. What did they do with it? He has told them several, he said, we must shut down Nigeria. The indigenous peoples of Nigeria must take back their land. It's a simple truth. But they have continued to defy this, ignore this call to their own detriment and to the detriment of their children. And our people have been dying. Middle belt, blood every day. Southeast, southwest, northeast, northwest. For years, for over 21 years, this truth was out there. The people ignored it, and people have been dying. Sometimes people say, oh, they say that we should not go for election, and it didn't happen. Yes, and you died again. Each time you did not listen to the warning, you will pay in blood. That's what we're saying. If you did not dismantle Nigeria, your people will continue to die.
Yeah.
It's as simple as that. So if you refuse, what we're saying, we're not talking about election boycott. That's not what we're saying. We're saying total dismantling. Because what did I say? If your house is on fire, you don't go chasing rats. Why will you be conducting an election when your house is on fire? Everybody is saying it. The foundation of Nigeria is faulty. The structure upon which we're trying to build is faulty. Everybody knows it. Even your Professor Mogale knows it. But deception will not allow them. Deception will not allow them. So listen, please, let's hear it again.
Nke mere Lower Niger Congress votu mụnwa bụ onye ode akwụkwọ ha ji mee ya endorse as ebe ndị be anyị na-aga wụ na ha kwuru ya kwuwapụ ya isi na ihe ndị be anyị na-ekwu okwu ya na Nigeria abụghị ka esi edozi Nigeria ka ọ dịkwa mma, because Nigeria was not designed to work.
Exactly.
I have a document here that predated Nigeria. In this document, and there are some of us in this audience who have seen it, the principles by which the foundations of Nigeria were laid are listed here. From that time, this document predated 1914. And everything we lament now, which have been made permanent by the constitution we have their foundations in these principles. So whether you were looking for how this marginalization came, our people resisted them. Other people found a way to bend to them. Our people fought them frontally. King Jaja of Opobo, Spanish, he died in exile. A whole number of other people. Ojuku's grandfather was hung in Nkwonewi to show example to the other smaller paramount rulers of the time who were saying, you can't come. And the British took special care to work out a containment plan. Incidentally, the most important things they came to look for in Nigeria are in our own part.
Sad.
And how do they take that thing without talking to us? That was the reason the union was floated in the first place. As a British enterprise. I'm sure some of us have been to Owerri here before. I'm sure we know the place called Share Camp in Owerri. I'm going to give you just like 5 examples of things you didn't know about. It doesn't matter how old we are. Because those who negotiated independence with Nigeria, in course of this research, we sat down with them and found out that our fathers did not know. And if our fathers did not know, how will we then know, how will our children know that these things were designed to be so? So it's not by accident that we find ourselves where we are today. And what the Lower Niger Congress and its associated platforms across the country had done was to form a consensus of the aggrieved to get to the root of that matter and either make Nigeria our project or dismantle it to free all of those who are trapped in it. We spent 15 years trying to make it work. And we created that consensus by calling everybody. I'm sure some of us had Pronaco. I was talking about Owerri so that we don't forget. There's a place called Shell Camp in Owerri. It's still there. If anybody is aware of what I'm talking about, I want to hear the voice of that person. Is there a place called Shell Camp in Owerri? Does anybody here know that Shell was headquartered in that place for 42 years, moving to Port Harcourt in 1960? The compound that was that Shell headquarters and residency is today divided into several facilities. It was Emma Okpara that bought the property in 1960 from Shell. The hotel, the Mod Hotel, I don't know what the name is now, is in the gate area. The whole of Government House in Owerri is inside that facility. The whole of Abani Koku was inside that facility. The medical facility after Alban was inside that compound. That's on one side of the road. On the other side, all the way, including the mobile police camp. Therefore, what was Shell doing in that place for 42 years? Building that massive infrastructure, leaving for Port Harcourt in 1960, if the story of oil in Nigeria began with Oloibiri in 1957. Do the arithmetic. The oil here was used in the First World War, in the Second World War.
Criminals.
I left the oil industry in 1998 from a senior executive position in the upstream. It was the documents I saw by which Shell was operating that made me throw in the towel. At the time I left that job, I could go to work in the morning and sign off on things of $2-3 million for people who will make profit of $200,000-$300,000 in a matter of 2-3 weeks. And I will never meet them. I'm only looking at my computer to decide who can deliver. That was the kind of job I had to leave, because it dawned on me that we had to recover this land. And God's so kind. All kinds of things, you think they happen by accidents. No. I read physics, chemistry, and mathematics, and all of the sciences.
Well equipped.
And I have gone off to the NDA to be trained as a jet fighter pilot. It was from that NDA that I came to the university. At the time, I ended up in law. I didn't understand the head and tail of how, with all these physics and chemistry, I'll end up in law. Until my final year.
God's design, brother.
There's a course of law called jurisprudence. I'm sure there are some lawyers left here. Anyone? Good. There's a course called jurisprudence. That jurisprudence is the science of law. As I speak with you today, the last jurist Nigeria had was Chukwudi Oputa. There's no...
Or the rest of something I don't know. You will understand this thing because it's so simple. United Nations said first, there must be a definite map. That's the territory that you want the freedom now. Is it not common sense? Because, can somebody help me? Is it not common sense that if you want the freedom of a place, that there must be a definite map demarcating the territory that you're saying, see where I want? Or you want to take another person's land? Are you Nigeria? So there must be a definite map. The second one said there will be a clear identity. There must be name for identification. That is, who are you? You that you are claiming this thing. Who are you? And who are your neighbors? So that we know this is the map, this is who we are, and these are our neighbors. In front is this, in the back is this, at the side is this. Simple. And those your neighbors, who are they? For instance, you have Igbo nationality. Beside it, you have Ijaw nationality. In the other side of it, you have Yoruba nationality. You must make these demarcations as you are approaching UN to say this is what we want. Another one, he said there must be consensus among the peoples seeking that self-determination. That means there's a goal that what we want self-determination. And this is who we are. And we have discussed with our neighbors, and they said, it's okay. And they agreed that where we say is our land is our land. So everybody agreed. And those people inside that place, they have also agreed that, yes, we want to go together to get self-determination. That means you have a charter of relationship signed, documented, and say we are going together as a group to get this self-determination. This is the law. This is not Barrister Tony Nnadi saying it's not me, it's not Augusta, it's not Muna. This is the law. This is UN's law that nations have been using. We are not the first. Okay. What did some criminally minded people do with this type of information? They didn't even get it. Even those that they explained it to. There's one Ekbelima. They sat down for 4 hours explaining this thing I said now too. Because he has Obulu Eke, it's only a criminal mind he has. He threw this thing inside fire, threw it away. What did he do? Abandoned all this information and went shouting and singing on radio. And our people, our ignorant people, joined him into singing and shouting on the radio. So we go in front of some houses in London and everywhere and be crying.
With your ugly voices.
I'm telling you. So without first putting strategy on the table, they went going in round to continue from where Nigeria took us. Nigeria has been taking us in round and round and round, merry-go-round. They too came and continue from where Nigeria stopped.
His own is even worse.
It's even worse because this was their own noise is now bringing death, more death. Our youths are dying. People are dying. And people are asking, why is it that everybody is dying? Yes, because we want to be mumu. Our mumu never do. So we are going in round and round, like people that don't have sense. And they'll be asking, I thought they said these people went to school. Oh. I thought they said these people have professors and doctors. They did not tell them at home. No. Did they not receive the memo? No. Meanwhile, LNC had 8-point strategy. Wrote it down in a document, circulated it, put it in website, gave to our people, printed it in papers, gave to your all so-called leaders. This is what we need to do according to UN. In that document, number 1, it said exact map of the territory. And that is why in under NINAS, you have Southwest with their own map. You have Lower Niger block with our own map. Then you have Middle Belt with our own block. It's clear. The next one, they said that the people, there must be a consensus in those blocks. Those blocks, each block, the people in it must have consensus and say, yes, we want self-determination. Because you don't know, maybe you want freedom, the other person doesn't want freedom. Maybe somebody else wants slavery under Fulani. You never can tell. So you must have a consensus, and that is the meaning of NINAS that you're hearing. Some people say, oh, just now that we had NINAS. No, my dear, it's step by step. The time for NINAS, so that's why you start hearing it. But other things have been going on in steps. That's number 2. Under NINAS, that is, people who say, what is NINAS? Nigerian Indigenous Nationalities Alliance for Self-Determination. This is not clear. Indigenous Peoples Alliance. They came together. What do they want? Self-determination. Finish. Case closed. That means the indigenous peoples have united for freedom. For the man that is saying united we stand. Yes, we have united. Yes, and we are standing. We are standing for freedom and self-determination. Because I don't have any unity with the man that wants to kill me. Somebody wants to cut off my head and pluck it out. I don't have unity with that type of person. No. I have unity with Yoruba people that say they want freedom too. With the Ijaw people, Shekiri people, TV people, Doma people. They too are being killed. They say they want freedom. They want out of this mess. That's number 2. Number 3, strategy for taking down the 1999 Constitution. There must be a strategy. You will not just say, like some people in their religion are here say if they want to divorce woman, they will go in front of the house and say, I divorce you, I divorce you, I divorce. No. That is not what you do this one. There must be a strategy to bring down the 1999 Constitution. Why do you want to take down the 1999 Constitution? Because the Constitution is what makes a nation or a country sovereign. So if you don't break the Constitution, you are not dismantling nothing. That thing remains. That's what you saw in Chile, in Algeria, all these places, South Africa, with the apartheid constitution. So there must be a strategy to take it down. And what is the strategy? Constitutional force majeure. Because like we have explained to you people that the constitution is a social contract. If people that you enter that contract, even if by force or by fake or by fraud, if they're no more are doing what the terms, they're no more playing by the terms, you have the right to say, I not do again. And it does not depend on the man that is killing you. No matter how he's shouting, no matter how he's throwing tantrum, hey, don't break Nigeria. We don't care. You have violated the terms of our union. You introduced Sharia when we have a secular nation. You brought your brothers to start killing our people. So we're not waiting for you to tell us it's time to go. We are going. And it does not depend on you.
Mm-hmm.
So that's number 3, the strategy to take down the 1999, the fraudulent, the illicit, the military, the anything you call it, the devil's book, Lucifer's book. That 1999 constitution, there must be a strategy, because we're hearing people hearing, oh, the constitution is bad. So how do you want to bring it down? So that's the constitutional force majeure. And we have done it. On the 16th of December, 2020, it was done. The declaration was done, and we sent documents to important places. Number 4, we needed to dismantle the 1967 Caliphate Alliance. You see, before they did the Biafra genocide, the Caliphate led the entire world and the other people into boxing us up, the Southeast, into a dot. And you heard their brother Buhari remind you, telling you what they did. And we have been telling you this in here. He now came openly to now say, to confirm that that's true, that that's what they did. Before they were able to kill 3.5 million of the people of our people and starve 2 million children to death, they had a strategy. And that strategy was Caliphate Alliance. They lied against us and put us in a box, in a dot, and they came to finish us up. But for our God and our fathers and mothers that stood up and fought. So Ninas is that strategy to dismantle it. That's why. So we now formed an alliance against them, because they're the only ones killing everybody in Nigeria. The Caliphates and the Fulanis, the elites especially, are the only ones killing the rest of Nigerians. So we now formed an alliance against that massacre, against those killing us. And that alliance is called Ninas. That's number 4. Number 5, campaign name. Like we heard us in UN, that you need a campaign name. So, and that campaign name must be adopted by the people that you have formed the consensus with. And for those in Lower Niger territory, we have circulated these maps all the time. There's behind me, you can see some of the maps. You can see you can see the territory, the blocks. So the Lower Niger block, they chose the name Lower Niger Congress. It's not the name of the country. It's just a name to go and do the work. It's a Congress. That means people came together. It's not like it's a Congress that we are uniting all the people that are agitating for freedom and self-determination in that block. Then in Southwest, they formed their own, Ilana Omo Odua, and they are putting themselves together. So sometimes when you hear Yoruba this, all of them ought to be inside Ilana Omo Odua to approach the central, which is Ninas. Then in Middle Belt, you have the Middle Belt Forum, also bringing all the peoples in that block together. That's number 5. Then number 6, we talk about regional referendums, not war. We don't want anarchy. We don't want war. We don't want our people to be killed. What you see happening in Southeast is as a result of the criminal people that want to do some things and kill our people. And we warn them against it. We warn our people, do not go this route. Do not do this. If you do this, you give opportunity to our enemies to come and disseminate and kill us. We warn our people, but they did not hear. So what we want is regional referendums. Mind you, it's not Nigeria one referendum that INEC will conduct. God forbid. That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about blocks, the regions. we have referendum, not war. Number 7, transitional government. Because the way it is done is you move from A to B. But you need, like when you bring down the constitution, as we have done, you need a transition, moving from A to B. Some people need to be in charge while you do all that. It's called transitional government. So you will form the members of transitional government, you give them mandates. This is what we want you to do, do this and do that. And then you tell them, this is a time frame. We want you to do it in 6 months. We want you to do it in 1 year. It is part of it. Number 8 is called international imperative. We told you that our land is so wonderful. You can hear it when Pastor Tony said it. We have so much resources. As a result, we have people that are on land doing business. We're not trying to chase them away. They have become stakeholders because they have made some investment in our land. So we need to also tell them what we are doing, what this is all about. So that is the 8th point. And you can see, like somebody was talking about, oh, give us feedback on the New York rally. Yes, that's part of it. We have officially informed them, wrote letters, did all the things, but we now need to go and show the public. What are we showing the public? That we, the indigenous peoples, have come together as one in seeking self-determination. That's what the rally is for. The rally is not so that we'll do it and they will give us freedom. They are not holding our freedom. It's in our hands. Sovereignty is in the hands of the people. We are only informing diplomats and international stakeholders that, see, something is happening in Nigeria. And if you continue to borrow money and lend money to Nigeria, or for you, anything that happens to your money, my hand no day. And we are trying to stop the killing, the mass killing, the bloodshed in Nigeria. And we have agreed together, all of us being killed, we have agreed together and we are showing it open. I remember in those days when they say you want to be born again, he said, don't just say it in your seat. Come out in the altar so that the people will see, make it public. The same thing with marriage. You can go and do marriage by the side, but they say you need to do it in public so that people will be aware that you are both married. And when they see both of you, they'll say, this is a man and wife. Oh, what are you doing with that man's wife? Or what are you doing with that woman's husband? You do it public. So that's what the rally is for. And you can see our people have moved to Atlanta, also doing the same rally. So it's not only Yoruba people saying, Nigeria, I'm tired. It's not only the Igbo people saying, I'm tired of Nigeria. We are showing the people, the masses, the international people, that we have come together in calling for the dismantling of Nigeria, to end the bloodshed, to end the massacre. We are also informing diplomats, diplomatic communities, stakeholders, businessmen and women, so that they will not say they didn't hear. You people understand it. It's simple as this. It's not anything other complicated. This is just simple. Sister Augusta, please go ahead. I think we have another video.
My sister, you explained that very well. Thank you so much. And this is what we're telling our people. You have to be able to put this information that we're giving you together, unless it will not make sense. Like she said, you would think that we're going to UN to get freedom, whereas we keep telling you on this show that we can end this Nigeria today. Before 12 noon, we can end this Nigeria today. So why then do we think, if we go to UN, UN don't care about you. UN is busy trying to see where they can steal money and pretend like they're doing work. That's why this is their 78 section. Under the 78 years of being in business, they watch how many massacre go on. There's one in Rwanda, there's one in Biafra, there's one in Czechoslovakia. They are there. Remember them with the UN. So why then would we let our freedom be in their hands? All we are saying is that we are following their protocols. Here they are. We have done what you guys said we're supposed to do. At the end, we, the people now, will decide what we want. What do we want? We all know that we want freedom from that union of death called Nigeria. We all know that we want freedom from that hellhole that we find ourselves in. That's why we are all in diaspora. And I keep telling these people this. Whenever you see us outside, we are running from Nigeria. So don't you dare come and ask me if I'm a Nigerian. I left Nigeria because Nigeria was mean to me. Nigeria wanted to destroy my destiny. Nigeria wanted to destroy who we are. That's why you're seeing us in your own country, calling us Nigerians. How come you're not from Texas living in Nigeria? How come you're not in Texas living in Umuahia? There's a reason why we left Nigeria. Nigeria is not working for me. Is Nigeria working for you? Sister Augusta, please go ahead.
How can Nigeria work for free-minded people like us? How can Nigeria work for people that like aiming high? How can Nigeria work for some of us that it's not just the education, as Sister Muna will always say, critical thinking is part of education. How can Nigeria work for some of us that really want to fly? You know, some of us want to fly, then they want to crawl. So how can Nigeria work for us like that? You understand? So for those of us that are still, or those of them, because I'm not part of those, that are still interested in maintaining the status quo, to pack your load. Pack one corner. We're no longer interested in that. Pack one corner. For the intellectuals, you know this truth, you know this story, you know how these things can be gotten, you know how we can get this thing, and you're still dancing, looking at
Judas goats. Yeah, look at her here. Look at them.
Looking at Buhari that is not looking at you. You think Buhari gives I need to, you think Buhari cares about you? Buhari cares about his people in Niger Republic, not even in Niger. He cares about
We're here today to hand over a letter.
Sorry.
Yeah,
go ahead. Go ahead.
Send
this video. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, our people that are watching, you see, this is how things are done elsewhere. This is Cape Town in South Africa. They took a letter to the presidency asking for a referendum for their sovereign nation. Nobody shot them. Can you see them giving the letter to the president and making it, passing it in their country? They didn't go to another country to go and pass the letter. They are there. So why is it that when they see, it's, of course you can see it's a white man. When they want freedom, they just pass documents and they get it. 1885, 1884, when they shared Nigeria, Africa, they just sat down, did it on like a meeting, sat down and shared it. They didn't go to war. They ended war when they stopped, when they grew up and matured. They said, we are not fighting anymore. When are our own people, when are we going to mature?
To the president, the letter informs the president that on the 15th...
We don't want to fight about it. We do not need to fight about it. This is how things are done in a civilized manner. No one needs to be killed. Nobody needs to shoot anyone. It's my right to say, I want to leave you. I want to leave your union. It is not good for my children. It's not good for myself. It's not good for us. It is my right. I don't need to beg you, moron. Village man. Can you imagine? You are drinking cow urine as water, and you want to lead me, and you say you will lead Nigeria as you have led it before. I don't want to drink cow urine with you. How about that? And I need out of the union. I'll only inform you, not take permission from you. Get it in your brain. And this is how things are done. I'm just giving you an example. Please go ahead, Sister Mona.
of September, we handed in a formal request to Premier Alan Winde that he call a referendum to determine the democratic will of the Western Cape people and to find out whether they wish for the Western Cape to break away from the Republic of South Africa and to form a new sovereign state. We're asking three things of the President. Firstly, we're asking that he respects and honours both the letter and the spirit of the South African and Western Cape Constitution.
Are we still on?
Do you agree that Quebec should become sovereign? Those were the first 8 words of the English language question for voters in that province in 1995. Millions of Quebecers cast their ballots in a referendum, and by the slimmest of margins, they rejected the idea of separate. Hands of one province tonight. 5 million Quebecers are choosing between yes and no, between Quebec and Canada.
October 30th, 1995 was a night of maximum tension. When the first results came in, the sovereignist side had a wide lead. It looked as if Parti Québécois leader Jacques Parizeau was about to realize his lifelong dream of separating Quebec from Canada. For Prime Minister Jean Chrétien, it looked as if the country was about to go over a cliff, and he had no real plan of what would happen next.
que c'est l'option du non qui remportera ce référendum.
In the end, the Federalist side squeaked by in an extremely tight victory. One of the most fascinating and enduring questions of Canadian history is, what would have happened if the tight vote had gone the other way?